What's up, Shib Army? Welcome back to the channel. What is Shiba Inu doing right now? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, awesome. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you all subscribe down below. Smash that like button. Apologies, we're not in the office today. We are remote. We're traveling. Get to do a little anniversary out in Vegas, so I'm looking forward to that. Also, I do want to kind of talk about anybody that's located in Florida. Praying for you guys. Make sure you stay safe. It's horrible what's happening with Milton taking shore tonight. So, prayers out to all you guys involved. But I want to talk about SHIB right now and what's happening in the last 24 hours because with what we know about meme coins, one thing stays the same and is very much the case. We do get a lot of attention to the whales. And that is something where it's oh so important. Okay. It doesn't matter if we're talking about SHIB, Doge, Pepe, any meme coin you want. The whales move the needle. Okay. And if we want good organic growth, we want the SHIB ecosystem to really take flight and set out to do what it intends to do. We need to follow the whales on a daily basis. And right now, I want to talk about what's happening in the last 24 hours. Okay. But quickly, I'm going to dive into the chart. We're going to talk kind of what's happening as the 13th ranked crypto in total market cap is just trading below that 17 level here on the charts, 4017. We did briefly rise above that. And it's something where we want to talk about back on the 9th, where we did see levels. Actually, it was back on, if we go back into the weekly chart, you can see what I'm talking about. It was basically where we were pressing to the 402 level back in the last week. And over the course of the last month, that's where we did eclipse that. And that was back on September 27th. So just a little bit within 30 days time, 1 month period, Shiba Inu was above that 402 level. That's going to be important. But for all you guys out there holding Shiba Inu and you're kind of frustrated, you're upset, you're just kind of worried. You don't really know what's going on. Obviously, I'm never going to tell you guys when to buy or sell a crypto. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to give you guys the news and what I'm doing with my crypto holdings. But it's important not to lose track of the thought that we are up 154% over the past year's time. So let's hold on to that. Let's talk about those levels once more. And if things can change in just a short period of time, okay? Now we're talking about a time period from February in less than a 1-2 week time period. That's when we got that explosion. So it can all change just like this in 1 to 2 weeks. So less than 14 days, you can get an absolute explosion on the charts. And all of it does not really matter. And all this stuff we're talking about right now, this consolidation, none of it matters. Okay. But what are the whales doing? Okay. And why are they staying put? Well, almost 2 trillion Shiba Inu in the last 24 hours. That's kind of what we're looking at. We've seen that in transactional volume. Now, that's something where we look at this massive figure is a 35.41% drop in large transaction volume over the last 24 hours. That's signaling that a lot of the activity from SHIB whales and large holders are remaining low. Now, is that alarming? Okay, that's the big question. Is that something that gives us pause? No, I think that there's so much volatility in the market right now. We could talk about the Middle East. We could talk about what's going on with Hurricane Milton. We can talk about the interest rates. We could talk about the China stimulus falling flat on their face, and also the presidential election and all that uncertainty. If I was a whale and I was holding millions of dollars in Shiba Inu, I wouldn't be buying or selling either. But once they start buying, that's when we got to start opening our eyes because when the whales are buying in a market such as this, that's when it's really going to tip the their hand and what they're going to be doing, where they see Shiv headed, because they do control the narrative, right? Whether for good or bad or the ugly, the whales do control and they do manipulate the price. So that's our kind of job here is to read between the lines and try to capitalize off of that price movement. Okay, but more so, let's talk about this activity remaining low. We know what constitutes a whale transaction. That is $100,000 or more transaction. But according to the good data we get all the time from into the block, we have seen the total amount of transactions equating to $34.25 million in the past day, or about 1.99 trillion SHIB in crypto terms. Okay, so that's definitely eye catching. We're seeing that 35%. That's a decline in cooling whale activity, but I just told you guys what happened back in the springtime. I could be making this video in a couple days from now, and we could be talking about just the opposite, and we're having a 35% increase in whale activity. So they're buying in between the numbers, they're playing the charts, and that's where they're going to make profits, and that's why the whales are smart, and that's why the whales are whales. All right, but what is the next big move? Okay, well, the next big move for SHIB is, well, we're going to wait and see what happens with the presidential election. For my money, that's what I'm waiting on. I think that's where we get a nice bullish catalyst. We will see a softening of interest rates, in my opinion, and that will take us into the quarter 4 of 2024 and quarter 1, 2 of 2025, where where crypto, and not just crypto, but pretty much the world gets back to normalcy, I think, and we really start to experience the next altcoin season. Okay, I think that what's happened in the Middle East has kind of put the brakes on everything. If you look back in the historical data and what's happened in up October, we talked about it pretty much a ton here on the channel and how much historically that has been bullish for crypto. And then all of a sudden we start seeing missiles fly around, and then next thing you know, it's this level of fear, World War III, all those concerns, and that's natural. It's common, but more so, I don't think that we're just going to bypass it. I think it's just going to be on delay. It's going to be paused, and we will get kind of that push from up October. It might be an up November this year, but it's going to happen. It happens all the time, and that's historically what we have to go off of. Okay, so the biggest thing also is the social sentiment that we're seeing within kind of, like I said, the more riskier digital assets. That's where we're seeing Shiba Inu's social sentiment climbing. And that's kind of where you look for profit taking along the way. And that's kind of where I think people are trading SHIB, which is a good thing. It's good for volume. But right now, until we face all this selling pressure, we're right ahead of the Fed release. What's going to happen? I think right now, whales are just waiting and see. I think that's what's happening. Whales are taking a wait and see approach, and that's only natural. So that's what I wanted to report to you guys in this video. I'm staying the course. I'm waiting it out. I'm not buying crypto, not selling crypto. I'm going to follow the whales here. I'm going to take a wait and see approach, and we'll see exactly what happens in the next coming weeks. Okay. But for all things SHIB and crypto, make sure you guys are all subscribed right here on the channel. I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Cheers.